Hi everyone, it's Jody from An Eye for Beauty, and today is Sunday, November 22nd, 2020. This message is for that day, the week of, or whenever you hear this message. Know that Spirit has something to share with you when your eyes fall upon this video. And today we are working with the actual Ask the Guide cards. Each of us has spirit guides that work behind the scenes with us. And I always would just suggest and invite you to call upon the guides of divine heavenly white light. You always want to make sure when you are open to receiving this guidance, and it comes from the crown chakra, which is your connection with God, you want to make sure that you are making clear that you are only inviting in the divine healing white light from God, the spirit guides from God that are assisting you on this earth plane, nothing else, okay? So today we're calling upon 3 cards, 3 Ask the Guide cards. So decide now if you want to go with card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3, and we will go through the cards. I do have another deck here, and as I was getting the cards out, it came out. A card fell out of the deck. So we're really going to start with that. So I think this is an overarching theme to what's coming up for this week. And it makes perfect sense because the card says justice. So when a justice card comes up, it's talking about balance. It's talking about things that are going on in your life, whether it is personal, whether it is global, because you know I always bring about both, because both aspects, the personal aspects you're going through plus the global stuff that's going on in the world, all relates to these cards. And so we see what's going on in the world right now. There are a lot of unbalanced, right? If you're looking at the justice card, it's about fair and just things that are going on, whether it's in your life, whether it's in the world. And we see right now there's a lot of unbalance. So what this card is saying is stand up for what you believe in. Try to see all sides of the situation. And the best part of this whole card is you will win if your position is one of integrity. And that is the key, the word integrity. What does integrity mean? When you walk your talk. There are so many people in our world right now that say one thing and do another. What's that saying? It's good for me, like do as I say, not as I do. We are seeing that again and again, whether it's over party lines, whether it's over political figures, whether it's over leaders, whether it's everything. And then you could see that in small individual doses, personal relationships, personal situations where people are saying one thing, this is the way it's supposed to be, but they don't even take their own advice. They don't even do it. So I encourage you to just think about that word integrity for a minute. Where in your life are you not with integrity? Maybe you can sit back and look at that objectively. A big part of all of this stuff that's coming up is, first of all, acknowledging that there's more than one perspective in most situations. And I preface most because in some situations, there is just an absolute truth. Absolute truths are being revealed right now. Now, that being said, we will have our own experience in each of these absolute truths. So everyone's human experience is going to be different, but there are still absolute truths. And then within that, where are you lacking integrity? And where do you need to be more with integrity? This is not for judgment. This is for observation. The more that we can be mindful and aware of this, it's really a daily thing. We all do it. We're all human. When you can step back and say, maybe I need to get better at that. I say this, but I do this. The better we will be as a whole entire world. So that is the main theme, justice. And where can you be more with integrity? And where are you seeing where there is a lack of integrity going on right now? We're seeing that a lot. And now we're going to go to the cards, and we have 3 cards, and we're starting with card number 1. Card number 1 is Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael is asking you to really go into your heart. That's a big theme this whole year. So with justice, let's go back to it a second. How balanced are you as an individual? Are you always going and always filling yourself with those distractions and never feeling those feelings? I feel like I say this constantly, but it has to keep coming up for a reason. Are you always in your head, never in your heart? Is it too uncomfortable to go in there? And if you go in there, are you afraid of what's going to happen? Are you afraid of the feelings that are going to rise up? I want you to also remember that grief is very important during this time. Grieving what you feel you lost. And of course, if you're in a situation where you really lost something, grieving and making sure that you are making time to grieve, that is part of human experience. But in that whole situation, self-esteem plays a part, because maybe you don't feel that you deserve to take the time to grieve, to take the time to feel your feelings. Maybe you feel you have to fill yourself up with more things to do so that you have less time to feel. And that is in fact the entire opposite. So if you chose card number 1 today, you deserve to feel your feelings, and you deserve to go into that heart and receive the healing that you need to receive. So I invite you to take the time to do that for yourself, because if you don't do it for yourself, no one else is going to. So that's card number 1. Card number 2 is upside down, and the word is discipline. Master teacher is coming through. And so what that is saying with card number 2 is, it's all coming together. Discipline. Where are you not disciplined in your life? And that word integrity is important here right now. Okay, so let's take an example. What's coming to mind is food. Okay, so if you're someone that wants to have better health, and let's say you're a mother and you're taking care of your children and you're telling your kids, you need to stop eating the sugar and you need to stop, eating junk food, whatever it is. And then you find yourself doing what you're telling your children not to do. Where are you not disciplined? And that, of course, is not with integrity. And of course, as a parent, you want to take good care of your children, and you can see outside of yourself when others are doing wrong or not what's in the best interest of themselves. But are you doing that for yourself? Where can you be more disciplined? That's very important. And what this master teacher card is showing us is that there's a lesson in this. So if you're experiencing this right now, what's the lesson inside of this that you might be needing to learn? Maybe you're not seeing it yet, so call upon the spirit guide and ask them to show you what lesson is it that you need to be seeing right now. That's card number 2. Card number 3 is also upside down, and the card says suffering. And we're all suffering right now. We all, in one way or another, going through this experience for the last year, have been dealing with suffering. And on a whole human collective, meaning all of us, are going through some aspect of suffering, some aspect of grieving. I invite you to take the time for yourself and for your family to open up that opportunity to allow the grieving and the feelings of what has been going on for the last year to come up. Maybe talk about it as a family unit. Everybody is going through something. And my hope and prayer is that down the road, our children, which is my greatest concern at this time, is that the children are missing out on so much. So much has been taken away from those kids because of what's going on, and it did not have to get to this point. And the fact that there is so much fear and worry that is overtaking everything and closing things down and having these kids miss out on so many experiences is so unfortunate and unfair to them. And my hope and prayer is that these children are not going to walk one day into their future and all need therapy because they're having some sort of trauma from what they've gone through this year. And that might sound a little crazy if you're listening to this, but I'm watching it firsthand with a lot of children, and it stinks. It really does. So we are all suffering. We're all having our own individual things going on, our feelings, our emotions. This whole reading is just really asking you on a whole, please make sure you're taking the time for your mental health. Please make sure you're taking the time to feel your feelings. Make sure you're balanced and you're not constantly still finding ways to fill your days just so you don't have to feel what's coming up. That does not serve you. What serves you is allowing it to rise to the surface and allowing it to come up. And when you can do that, the more and more you can do that, the more you're healing yourself. And the more that you're healing yourself, the more you're helping to heal the entire earth plane. So I hope that this message, some portion of what came up today, served you. Whatever you did not agree with, let it go. Whatever resonated, take it with you. And I wish you a great day. Bye-bye.